Welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another game in the Elite Discord tournament. I hope you've been following along because it has been incredibly exciting. And if you missed the last one, go check it out, as we do know one of the teams that will be showing up in the finals between the Thumpers and the Prowl. But we are going to be focusing on this one today. The Buzzwings face off against the Lockhorns, with a chance for the Buzzwings to complete the sweep and move forward to the finals in this tournament as well. And they will be turning to their number 4 starter, Godfried Shavewell. The two-way catcher had a great first outing, allowing a 1.69 ERA against the Sewer Sneaks, and he's hoping to try and do the same thing here against the Lockhorns. But the Lockhorns will be bringing their best pitcher to the mound, Stella Maynard. Maybe not the best attribute wise, but she has been the best producing starter for the Lockhorns, as she did not allow a run in her first time out, and she has a 0.67 whip. So we'll see how she is able to perform against this red hot Buzzwings offense. So heading into this one, let's go ahead and take a look at the lineups and determine what we're going to be seeing in this one. We start with Kamari Butler getting the start in the leadoff spot in left field. He has been turning it on as of late. We're hoping to get that contact on base so that we can then turn to number 2 hitter, Liam Undermeyer, the center fielder, still locked in, having a really great tournament, and he's trying to stay hot for the Buzzwings, the captain, trying to lead the charge offensively for them. And defensively as well, he has had a great series on both sides of the plate. And then we go to number 3 hitter, Jillian Fisher, the second baseman, will get the start there, followed by Landon Stone locked in at first base in the 4-hole. And then we see Pork Nelson that gets the start at catcher today, as he will be catching for Godfried Shavewell, who's been catching the last couple of games. In the 6-hole, Furtive Wood comes in, DHing today, followed by Keegan Howell, who's tense once again at shortstop in the 7 spot. He's going to try and figure things out for the Buzzwings, as he started to get going pretty well in the first game of this series, but then struggled a bit the last time out. Tessa North continuing to be a staying cornerstone piece at third base. I don't know what I was trying to say there. She's going to be in the 8-hole, and then rounding out the order is Zeke Green in right field, getting the start instead of Furtive Wood. As we head over to Godfried Shavewell, the two-way catcher comes in. He's well right now. He's had the last 2 starts at catcher, so he's getting a little tired, but that shouldn't affect his stamina, and he should be good to go, hopefully to picking up where he left off in the last game. As we head over to the lineup for the Lockhorns. The Lockhorns facing elimination, heading home, trying to figure things out. They bring in Ariadne Hazard from the outfield, and she's going to be DHing today in the leadoff spot. And in left field, we'll see Tobias Fox once again using that utility to play the outfield for the Lockhorns. He drops from 1 to 2 in the order. Raiden Gaines gets another start at first base. He was quiet in the last one, hoping to turn things around, followed by number 4 hitter and probably the hottest hitter in the entire tournament right now, J.R. Vang, gets the 4 spot in right field. He's locked in right now. Rhett Santana starting at third once again, and he's in the 5 spot. Gabriel Blanchard, second baseman in the 6-hole, followed by Emerson Smith catching in the 7 spot. Skylar Lynch no longer locked in center field and in the 8 spot. And then we round out the order by getting to Ellen Flores getting the start at shortstop over Uriel Sardi. So I think the idea is, if you're going to have a struggling shortstop, you might as well have one that has really good defense, as Ellen Flores is not known for her hitting. If she's in a favorable count, she has been known to swing back, or like to let loose and blast a couple of pitches. So we'll see if she gets a chance to do that tonight. And here's Stella Maynard. Stella, stellar outing for her in her first appearance in this tournament against the Dirt Dogs, not allowing a single runner to score. And she is going to try and do that again. She's in a very interesting position, trying to defend the Lockhorns from the full sweep in the second round. The Buzzwings can clinch Stade Royale I don't know how I was drawing such a large blank on where the Lockhorns home park was. It just could not come to me at all. But they're going to be back home in Stade Royale as they're facing off against a hot Buzzwings offense, and they're going to get started first with Kamari Butler going to the plate against Stella Maynard. Again, this is an interesting game to say the least because if the Lockhorns are able to force a game four at the very least, they're giving even more time for the Kamari Butler gets that one. It's just fair down the first base line. It's going to go all the way into the corner. J.R. Vang is able to get to that one quickly, and it holds Kamari Butler at first base, who doesn't have that great of speed, but that's a leadoff single for him right down the line to bring up Liam Undermeyer. Now, one thing you have to be careful for the Lockhorns is if he gets a hold of one, those fences in the outfield, for the most part, are pretty low, and he might try and take advantage of just pulling one out. Runner goes on the hit and run, failed, but you saw Emerson Smith was not able to get that ball in the dirt, and the runner reaches easily. And fighting off a 2-2 pitch, tough out activates for Liam Undermeyer. And he hits that ball to the left side. That's the Undermeyer special right there, as he gets a base hit to left field for a single, pushing the runner over to third. And now runners on the corners with no outs for Jillian Fisher. And if Stella Maynard wants to keep her ERA at 0, she's going to have to really lock down. Liam Undermeyer steals on the first pitch, and Jillian's swinging at that one, pops up just foul. Liam takes off again. The runner's going to get out at second base as Emerson Smith recovers after failing to get the runner at second, the last steal. Liam Smith, oh my goodness, and Jillian Fisher, oh my God. We have to get the medic out there. I think we're going to need to call an ambulance because Stella Maynard just got absolutely obliterated, and she's out. Jefferson Fleming, the long reliever, has to come in this one, and the body contusion is what the medics say regarding Stella Maynard. So we hope that she's all right. I think she's going to need to get looked over. Landon Stone crushes that one, but it's dead center field, and the speed from Skylar Lynch is able to run that one down, catching it just straight away. And oh my gosh, so much just happened. So Jillian Fisher comes up pretty big, hitting the ball super hard, but right back at the pitcher. Stella Maynard goes down. She's injured. She's out for the rest of this tournament, most likely. And because of that, Jillian Fisher was able to reach first safely, and the runner scored from third base, Kamari Butler. Liam Undermeyer got caught stealing second base. Just so much happened in such a short period of time. But at the end of the first inning, the Buzzwings take the lead, and Godfrey Chapewell comes up against Ariadne Fitzpatrick, and Liam Undermeyer just pulls a Skylar Lynch, running back and catching it on the run for out number one on a very hard hit ball from Ariadne Fitzpatrick. And here comes the captain, Tobias Fox, who swings at the first pitch as well. Shavewell just needing to stay steady here if he wants to try and keep the team in it. He's hoping for some more offense from the Buzzwings through this one to give him some cushion and some reinforcement from the fourth spot in the rotation here. And Tobias Fox finds himself a hole. He gets that one up the middle past the diving Keegan Howell, and that's a base hit. We don't get to say that very often, but the Lockhorns, with one out, have Raiden Gaines coming up with a runner on first base. And that curveball drops right into the zone, and he fouls it off. That ball goes down to Tessa North. Tessa to second, to Fisher, over to first to Stone for out number 3. I think that's really interesting because if we saw a noodle arm activate there, I don't know if that's going to be a double play. So we get out of the inning. Godfrey Shavewell gives up a single, but nothing else, and he gets a double play to move us back to the top of the second. And Jefferson Fleming really has to put the team on his back now as he comes in the first inning, having to go as long as he can. And he gets a first pitch swinging furtive wood to fly out to center field. And I'm telling you right now, those batters do not want to hit it to center field because not only is that a huge, huge hole out there in center, but Skylar Lynch knows how to field, and he has so much range with that speed. And Keegan Howell grounds out to second base. Just lucky to see him making contact as he grounds out for out number 2. And here comes Tessa North, who had a really great play to round the horn and get the double play. She swings at the first pitch, goes to Flores, tosses to first for out number 3. So Jefferson Fleming feeling a little bit better after coming in the middle of the first inning. But he's able to get a very quick 1-2-3 second inning. And now we head to the bottom of the second, and J.R. Vang looking to just try and tie this thing up immediately. He doesn't want to play any games here. He's here to win. And so he is going to try and figure out what he can do. He gets the sign stealer activated, and he swings at that one and pulls it just past the diving Jillian Schaefer for a base hit. So runner on already. Rhett Santana comes up with power versus righties activated, and he's going to try and do some damage. We have some good speed over there behind at first base, and Pork Nelson is not the best catcher arm-wise, so we'll see if they're going to try and take advantage of that. Locked in J.R. Vang will have even boosted speed, and that ball Howell over to Fisher, over to first, and Stone gets the double play, and I think what Noodle Arm does, I thought that the debuff, us having maxed out competitive, would essentially just restrict the frequency of Noodle Arm being activated, as that ball lines straight to Howell for out number 3. It looks like it minimizes the impact that Noodle Arm has, because it looks like it's still occurring somewhat frequently, but it's not just like dropping to the ground or anything. It looks like she's still throwing the ball pretty hard. So I'm guessing it's more so the impact of Noodle Arm and not the frequency of Noodle Arm. So I guess that's something to learn here, as I never usually have a player with Noodle Arm on my team. I don't like having that, but she was too good of an opportunity to pass up on in the draft. And Zeke Green here, bottom of the order, 0-2 count. And he's been fighting off a few pitches. He takes the ball low and inside, and he takes strike 3, dropped right through the bottom of the zone. And we wrap around to the top of the order, and Kamari Butler comes up 1 for 1 with a single today. Jefferson Fleming, and that ball's first pitch swinging, and Kamari Butler puts it into the corner, but Tobias Fox catches that one on the run for out number 2. And here comes the captain, Liam Undermeyer, with a single in the first at bat. Fleming is feeling gassed, but he's locked in, so he's going a little bit longer than you'd probably like to have him, but he's been pressed into a really tough situation. 3-1 count, fouls off that one, full count here with 2 outs, and tough out gets activated, as well as K Collector, and he swings through strike 3. So in a big spot, Jefferson Fleming has stepped up and pitched 2+ innings, and he gets a huge strikeout there against Liam Undermeyer to knock him down to neutral mojo, which is a win in itself for the Lockhorns in this game. Keeping him at bay is something that not many pitchers can say they've had the ability to do. Shavewell facing off against the locked-in Emerson Smith, who hits that ball hard to left center field, but not hard enough, and it hangs up. Liam Undermeyer ranges over to catch that one for out number 1. Number 8 hitter, Skylar Lynch, getting his first at-bat of this game, and he is going to ground that one off. First pitch over to Jillian Fisher, tosses it to Stone for out number 2. Again, another Noodle Arm activating there, but just a regular bit throw over to first. Number 9 hitter, Ellen Flores, now taking to the plate. Swings at the first pitch herself and just past Keegan Howell's glove into left field for a base hit. So the number 9 hitter, the backup shortstop, Ellen Flores, is able to get something going here with 2 outs, and just in time for the top of the order, and Ariadne Fitzpatrick comes up. 1-1 count here. Locked in Gottfried and swings at that one, and that's going to drop in front of Butler for another base hit. So Ariadne Fitzpatrick keeping the line going, and now 2 on for Captain Tobias Fox, who's 1 for 1 with a single. And maybe this is an opportunity for the Lockhorns to make some noise and maybe disrupt Gottfried Shavewell's good first couple of innings here. 0-2 count with 2 outs, 2 on. He swings at that one, pops it up, and it's going towards the dugout. And it looks like Landon Stone, with his great speed, is able to range over there and catch that one. The pop foul for out number 3, and that ends the threat for the Lockhorns. So after striking out Liam Undermeyer, is Jefferson Fleming staying out there? He is. He's still locked in. He's at 25 pitches, and his stamina is at about a quarter left, if I would guess. And he's now already got 2 strikes on Jillian Fisher. Takes ball 1 low. And she hits that ball just barely over to Raiden Gaines for out number 1. And Landon Stone, who hit the ball very hard in his first at-bat, lined out just to center field. And Jefferson Fleming comes out in place of Guadalupe Austin, who's had a pretty solid couple of outings against the Buzzwings. She gets a 1-1 count here against Landon Stone, fouls that one off, now down 1-2. 2-2 count here with 1 out. Guadalupe just firing him in there, full count, and Landon Stone fights that one off. And she gets him to chase on a high pitch that well out of the zone, and he's frustrated. He swung at that one, but that's out number 2. And here comes Pork Nelson with 2 outs and nobody on. Guadalupe also pretty tired after the last couple of games, as she's been thrust into performing quite a few times. She's already below half stamina, and Pork Nelson gets a base hit up the middle for the ability to extend this inning just a little bit longer. And the more pitches we can get from Guadalupe Austin, the deeper we're going to go into this bullpen and the harder it's going to be for them to fight and stay alive in this game. Top of the 4th here for Furtive Wood with 2 outs. No speed over at first base, and he hits that ball, but right to Gaines at first base for out number 3. So the Lockhorns move to the bottom of the 4th, and they have to feel pretty confident about where they're at right now after losing their starting pitcher, Stella Maynard, in the first inning. They're only down 1-0 against the Buzzwings. And Raiden Gaines comes in, and he hits that ball straight back up the middle. It goes right past Godfried Shavewell's glove. And Shavewell's got to feel a little bit frustrated knowing he doesn't have much for insurance right now, and especially as he's facing off against one of the hottest hitters in the league. So he's going to have to be very careful here against J.R. Vang. He puts that one almost right in the middle of the zone, but fouls it off. Fastball guessed, and he swings at it and fouls it off. 1-2 count. Swings through strike 3. Huge for Godfried Shavewell. Look at that stoic face as he's just like, yep, just here to do my job. And he gets a strikeout of J.R. Vang. And this has been really interesting as we've seen both of the 2 hottest hitters in the league, both Liam Undermeyer and J.R. Vang, swinging for strike 3. And so these pitchers have to be feeling good that they can get those runners or those batters to stay where they're at. But base hit there. And we now see Gabriel Blanchard come up, who's had a pretty solid tournament so far. 2 on with 1 out and no speed on the base paths. And he grounds that one right in front of the pitcher. Pork Nelson tosses over to second to get that runner, and that's all they're able to get. Is it's a fielder's choice, and Blanchard is able to reach first base with 2 outs now and runners on the corners. No speed over there at third, so Emerson will likely need to get a hit here in a good spot to be able to score the run. 2-1 count here. Takes ball 3-1, favorable count for Emerson Smith. And he hits that ball, but it just goes foul down the right field line. And now full count, the runner at first will be going with tough out activated. Shavewell gets out of the inning with a huge strikeout with runners on the corners. And while they've been getting hits, the Lockhorns have not been able to convert anything. Huge pitching performance from Godfried Shavewell. Just absolutely been blowing me away with how well he's been able to pitch. Guadalupe Austin comes out, and Frieda Schmidt, the closer, comes in here in the 5th inning. She has not gotten a lot of time in this tournament. Did not do well her first time out. She only has 2 pitches, but very elite pitcher here. And her goal is to just try and get them to the 6th inning or the bottom of the fifth without allowing another runner to score. And she gets the strikeout there against who else but Keegan Howell. And here comes Tessa North. Tessa's been doing much better in this second half of this tournament. She gets a base hit right there. She started off very slow, but she's been slowly coming on, turning things around and righting that ship a little bit more. She's on first base with one out for Zeke Green, who has had a very quiet tournament outside of maybe the first game of the tournament where he did really well. And he grounds that one. Ellen Flores diving to her side, gets that ball, tosses to second base for fielder's choice, and we see Zeke Green standing on first base with two outs for Kamari Butler in a max pressure situation. And he hits that ball, first pitch swinging deep to left field. It's going to get right up on the warning track, and Tobias Fox is catching that for out number 3. So Frida Schmidt comes in having a really great outing, allowing one base hit and then holding everyone else at bay, and actually got out of that inning pretty quickly. So her stamina may be in a good place to go out for the 6th inning too. We'll see how that ends up playing out. But Godfrey, neutral mojo, facing off against Skylar Lynch. Takes ball 3-0 count here, and you don't want him on base if you can avoid it. Gets a strike there, grounds to Keegan Howell, tosses to first. That speed still almost gets him there, and that's a base hit. Or I'm sorry, that's an out. 6-3, and Godfrey Shavewell gets the mojo boost. Now he faces off against Flores. They're replacing Flores with Rebecca Andrade, who gets rally starter and clutch right now, so she's got a huge boost. And really, it just takes one swing of the bat for her, and Shavewell has to be really careful. And she gets a base hit here right up the middle. Undermeyer gets it in to hold her at first base, but we saw Shavewell's mojo go from neutral to locked in back to neutral in one at bat. So here comes Ariadne Fitzpatrick with one out. She's definitely a scary hitter to face right now. And Godfrey Shavewell, they're still pushing him out here. 50 pitches. He's starting to get a little tired, and I think it's a good idea to look at getting him replaced. As the swinging strike 2, and Pork Nelson, little limp through that one to first base or second base, looked like a noodle arm, and I think they had the runner, but it was a misplay as the ball bounced right in front of the fielder, and the runner reaches second base. So now in scoring position, and Ariadne Fitzpatrick puts that one into right field. Luckily, we have a good arm in Zeke Green there at right field. And so now we have runners on the corners, good speed over at first base. They finally pull Shavewell for Class Thicket coming in at 3/4 stamina against Tobias Fox, the captain. One run ties it. 0-2 count now to Tobias Fox. Takes ball one high, and Fitzpatrick sitting there at first base, not sure if she's going to try and steal here. She goes, and that's a called ball, and another ball in the ground, and Howell can't field that one cleanly, and the runner steals second, and that ball deep to dead center field. Liam Undermeyer camps under that one, catches it, throws it in. They're going to third base. The runner is going to score, and Tobias Fox keeps the Lockhorns in this one, at least for the time being, as he gets an RBI sac fly to tie this game at 1. And Class Thicket now trying to, with 2 outs, and he gets a base hit to Raiden Gaines, hits that one to Zeke Green in right field. Another runner scores, and the Lockhorns take the lead in the bottom of the 5th. Raiden Gaines with a RBI base hit, and Ariadne Fitzpatrick scores from third base as she was able to advance to third on that sacrifice fly earlier. So Class Thicket now tense, facing off against neutral J.R. Vang. No speed over at first base, so we don't have a threat to steal. JR swings through that one. Now 1-2 count with 2 outs. Are they going to get JR to swing, or does he need to have a ball in the zone for him to swing? And the runner goes, and it's a hit and run. Another base hit up the middle. Class Thicket now giving up his second consecutive hit after the sacrifice fly. And the Lockhorns have something going here. Max extreme pressure situation. And the only thing saving Class Thicket right now is that max clutch rating, as he is tense and he's been struggling through this one. 2 on, 2 out. Rhett Santana trying to make something happen with his power versus righties. Takes ball 2, 2-1 count. That ball's just inside 3-1. Favorable count for Rhett Santana. Is he going to swing at this one? He takes strike 2, top of the zone. Now the runners will be going with tough out activated and full count. And oh my God, Rhett Santana hits that ball hard, and it's going to get out of here for a 3-run shot in the Lockhorns, maybe forcing a game 4 as that ball gets out just over the fence, and a huge at-bat for him as that's his second home run of the tournament, and both of them came against the Buzzwings. And so I think at this point you pull Class Thicket, and Gabriel Blanchard, rattled Class Thicket is going to stay in against Gabriel Blanchard, who has contact versus righties activated, and he pops that one up to left field. And ranging over for that is Butler, catching it for out number 3. But a 5-run 5th inning for the Lockhorns, and the Buzzwings have some work to do if they want to complete the sweep. Otherwise, we might be looking at a game 4, and it's going to start with Liam Undermeyer, 1 for 2 with a single. And Rebecca Andrade gets pulled. Uriel Sardi comes in at short. Frieda Schmidt still pitching for the Lockhorns, and that ball phases right through her for a base hit up the middle. And so there's a base hit to start this one, and Liam gets that locked-in mojo once again. We're now in a max pressure situation again against Jillian Fisher. We see Frieda Schmidt now at half stamina already with 10 pitches. She takes strike 1, takes ball 1 high. Swings at that one, pops it up, and it looks like it might be able to stay in territory. It actually bounces off the netting for a foul. Takes ball 2, so 2-2 count here. Great speed over at first base. Swings at that one and fights it off, working that pitch count for Frieda Schmidt. And that ball's going to ground out to Blanchard. Blanchard to Sardi. Sardi throws the ball in the ground, but a huge scoop from Raiden Gaines to get that one for the double play. And they are 1 out away from facing game 4. Forcing game 4, and it's going to go through Landon Stone. So Frieda Schmidt, can she pull through and get the save here? I think she actually gets the win in this situation. Landon Stone trying not to let it happen. Hits that ball to deep center field, but it's going to hang up, and Skylar Lynch catches that one for out number 3. And the Lockhorns, they are fighters, and they come into this one with their backs against the wall, down 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th, and they're able to fight through this one and score 5 runs and then force a game 4 against the Buzzwings. The Buzzwings started things off, and even in that situation, they scored that 1 run against the blast to the face of, or I guess blast to the body of Stella Maynard, and the pitching, that depleted bullpen was able to come in and keep them from scoring another run through the rest of those 5 innings. Just a wild game. 1 run on 6 hits for the Buzzwings, 5 runs on 11 hits for the Lockhorns. This offense is terrifying for the Lockhorns. The Buzzwings get a 1 for 3 day from Butler, scoring a run. Liam Undermeyer 2 for 3. Jillian Fisher 1 for 3 with that RBI. She's the one that hit Stella Maynard in the chest and knocked her out of the game. Landon Stone 0 for 3 today. Pork Nelson 1 for 2. Furtive Wood 0 for 2. Keegan Howell 0 for 2. Tessa North got a base hit, and Zeke Green went 0 for 2. So that's kind of the old Buzzwings offense that we've seen in the past. And for the Lockhorns, they came up big and definitely at the top of the order there. Blanchard, Smith, Lynch, all 0 for days. Ellen Flores got a base hit in her at-bat, and then Rebecca Andrade came in, got a base hit, and scored a run there too. Looking at the top of the order, Tobias Fox went 1 for 2. The captain did get that game-tying RBI sacrifice fly. Ariadne Fitzpatrick with 2 hits and a run scored. Raiden Gaines with 2 hits, a run scored, and an RBI. 2 for 2 day for Vang. 2 for 3 day for Vang with a run scored, and then the huge 3-run homer for Rhett Santana that just really pushed it away from the Buzzwings, giving them a chance to catch up in this one. So very crazy game. Looking at the pitching for the Buzzwings, Godfried Shapewell gets the loss, and it was a tough one because he pitched really well, going 4 1/3, giving up 8 hits and 2 earned runs, striking out 2. Class Thicket, 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits and 3 earned runs, all of those being the home run. Tough day for the Buzzwings. That pitching staff held up really well. At least Godfrey did. Class Thicket, I think, has been a little overworked and maybe needs to be take a game off and let somebody else pitch in their place. Lockhorns pitching. Stella Maynard, poor girl, goes 1/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits and an earned run. Jefferson Fleming goes big, though. 3 innings pitched, not allowing a single hit, a single base runner to reach, and he gets 2 strikeouts. Guadalupe Austin keeping that going. 2/3 of an inning, she did allow a hit, but nothing came of it, and she got a strikeout. And then Frida Schmidt, the closer, going 2 innings, absolutely wild, giving up 2 hits, but striking out 1, and she gets the win. So big game from the Lockhorns, and they sweep the top 3 here with Jefferson Fleming and his outing, 3 inning outing, gets the 3 spot. Raiden Gain 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored, and then Rhett Santana with that 3-run shot to win the game for the Lockhorns. Wild, wild, wild. And with that, the Thumpers get to sit pretty, knowing that they get to sit here, watch, and scout both of these teams and just relax and recover. I know Archie Sormore's getting those ice baths daily to make sure that he can get those muscles back into shape for that finals tournament. But we're going to see Game 4 at Stade Royale, and it's going to be the ace for the Buzzwings, Mila Levy, going up against Ramus Turnpike, the number 4 starter for the Lockhorns. So we'll see you all in that one. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to follow along. Bye, everyone.